right, everybody. Thank you for joining me again today. Um, I'm just having a blast producing a series, a whole bunch of videos, quickies. Um, I had the studio set up when we did the finale for the C900. Before I tear it down, it gets all messy again. I'm going to take advantage and shoot a lot of videos for a lot of good friends here that I have met on YouTube. A lot of fellow modelers who I admire, respect, and appreciate their friendship and assistance as the months have gone by. So, what we are going to talk about today, Toy Soldier 68. Let me tell you a little bit about Toy Soldier 68. When I was goofing around in Forces of Valor armor, and still do, but not as much, the AMT trucks have kind of taken the front seat on that. But there was always something missing to the Forces of Valor, any model. And I had, trust me, when I was dealing them and selling them, I had I had a couple thousand in here. I'm down to just maybe, I don't know, 40 or 50. And these are the ones I'm going to keep. But there was always something missing to them, to me. And I felt they could be improved here and there without getting too crazy. And on some models, I did get crazy. I also like to pick up beat up bear shells that have been destroyed and kind of rebuild them and rescue them and let me show an example. One of those. Well, I'll show you afterwards. Anyways, I kind of stepped away from the Forces of Valor hobby, and but someone stepped in after I left and has really taken it to the next level. Um, I wish everyone who modeled in Forces of Valor would do what Toy Soldier 68 does. He just customizes his tigers, king tigers, you name it. I mean, he will cut, they're die cast metal, and he will cut into the die cast metal and repaint them and make them look as realistic as they should be. And I applaud him for that. And I think everyone who models in Forces of Valor 132nd scale owes Toy Soldier a big, big thank you. And say, because he's showing us what these particular models could be, what their potential is. Now, I'm not going to take up too much of your time, but Toy Soldier 68, these are the last of my King Tigers that are left. I actually have a couple more in storage, but at one time I had about 20 of King Tigers. This is what I got left. But what I did, or what I do to all my King Tigers, you could probably tell right off the bat by looking at this one here, is first thing I like to do is I cut off those rear mud guards. They're disgusting the way they come out of the box from Forces of Valor. They're just big, giant, rubbery pieces. They're all wavy. They make no sense. They're huge in terms of size. They're huge in terms of thickness. This is the rear mud guards or the front mud guards on any King Tiger is just sheet metal. That's it. It's not an arm or piece like the rest of the tank. There's no reason for those mud guards to be as thick as they are when you get them out of the box from Forces of Valor. So first thing I do is I get rid of them. I touch up the camo back here and the Zimmerit coating. And second thing I like to do, and you can see it real good on this picture. Second thing I like to do is Forces of Valor puts a great paint job on all their models. It's actually a baked on some sort of enamel. You cannot hurt this paint no matter what you do to it. I actually wash and scrub mine from time to time, get rid of all the dust and grime and stuff. But in addition, what they do from the factory is something I do not like, is they'll paint these spare tracks on the turret in silver, like if it just came out of a mold or something. And they'll also dry brush in silver the tow cables, which is fine and it looks nice. But the problem with me is it makes my eye, it detracts from my eye. I'm trying to focus and stay focused on the lines of the model, and I can absorb the camo scheme with that. But when I start seeing silver where there should not be any silver, first thing I do is I tone down those colors with a nice realistic dark rust color. In this case, I use Tamiya, I think it's dark iron is what it's called. Tamiya dark iron. In the little bottle, just paint it with a brush. Also tone down the silver of my tow cables on every single one of my Tigers. I think I do also something on the exhaust. I just don't remember off the top of my head what I do there. And obviously, it looks a hell of a lot better. If you guys look at my homepage, my YouTube channel, my homepage, and looked at the big giant thumbnail there, you'll see one of the photograph of the rear of this guy with the rear mudguard removed. And what I do highlight in silver once in a while on some of my models, not this one here, is I'll highlight the little snow cleats or the little cleats in each individual tread slightly, just so it could sort of pop. And that would be the only part of the tread that would be shiny as the tank rolls down the road, because the cleats is the only part that's actually touching the surface. So that's why I do it that way. If these were earlier type tracks that didn't have those cleats, it would just be flat surfaces, then I would hit the flat surfaces in some sort of silver. But pretty much, to me, that's what set these Tiger tanks apart for me, for my collection. So someone who sees them will say, ah, okay, I see what you do here. And it's kind of a pride thing with me. Here's a tank where I did a little bit more Toy Soldier. What I did here is, obviously, I darkened the spare treads on the tank treads on the turret. I darkened the tow cables. I removed the mud guards on the rear, and I did something to the exhaust. I just don't remember what. But I also hit this model because I just wanted this camo scheme. Unfortunately, all the camo schemes that come from Forces of Valor, pretty much all of them are fantasy. Some more fantasy than others. I decided to keep this particular, these you can get a dime a dozen. This particular camo scheme, which I believe they call the Normandy scheme, is as close as you're ever going to get to the actual German tritonal camo scheme. So I kept it. But in order for your eyes just to lock into the camo scheme and not be distracted by all the silver and stuff, I darkened what I mentioned before, but also I hit the running gear and the treads with a little mist of dark. I don't remember what color I used. I may have used dark iron on that. Just to darken all the different colors that each wheel had, to just make your eye concentrate on the focal point here is going to be the body and the turret and the gun. I don't know if I've explained myself correctly to anyone who's watching, but I believe Toy Soldier 68, who's actually he's somewhat of an artist. He knows exactly what I'm talking about there. Kind of the reason why I have a dark matte here to make the tanks or the models pop out is what I did here on the actual individual. Let me back off on that. I may have hit a mist of that dark feature also on these guys here. No, I didn't. I probably left it alone. What I didn't do here and what I forgot to do, and it's kind of glaring at me right now, is the tool handle on that axe right there. I'm going to come back one day and darken that because I want my features to be dark to make the body and the camo pop out and not have any detractions or distractions. Because believe it or not, my Forces of Valor stuff I actually display on shelves and glass cabinets. And I took them out to shoot these videos for you, Toy Soldier. But I'm really, really proud of my Forces of Valor stuff. And I know I know you know what I'm talking about here, Toy Soldier. Because I know you're really proud of the stuff you've done to your Tigers and King Tigers. That is impressive, sir. If anyone's watching this video and would care to check out Toy Soldier 68's channel, YouTube channel, check it out when you get a chance. You're gonna see his collection of armor. You're gonna see his reviews of products coming out, where he tends to focus on 1/32 scale. He not only covers armor and vehicles, and I think he did an anti-aircraft gun here recently. He also covers figures. Check him out when you get a chance. Now, I don't know how this guy snuck in. That's obviously not a king tiger, but she's a beauty nonetheless. Now, that is the correct German tritonal camouflage scheme, which Forces of Valor kind of tried to emulate right there. They didn't pull it off, but every single one of their paint schemes, other than maybe the Sherman tank, and even that's debatable, is all fantasy. So Toy Soldier, just a little quick video for you, sir. Thank you for doing what you do to your Forces of Valor gear, your models, your collection. Trust me, I see what you're doing. I see what you've done, and I'm a huge admirer of what you do, sir. And hopefully others in the collector world of Forces of Valor. And I do know a couple of other people. You got Kevin out there who's doing amazing work, and others whose names escape me off the top of my head. But that's a wonderful hobby to get into. It doesn't matter if it's AMT, big rigs, model kits, or AMT vehicles, or Revell, or figures, or aircraft, warships. It just doesn't matter. You got people like Robert over at World History's Miniatures House, who has got me modeling figures now. But what a wonderful hobby that is in itself. It just goes on and on. My new subscribers who stumbled upon my channel and saw my coffee maker video this morning, don't let that fool you, scare you off, or turn you off. It's just letting off steam in between. I'm human just like everybody else, but this is what it's all about here. The friends you're going to make, the friends you're going to meet, the fellow modelers you're going to collaborate with. I couldn't think of a better place to do it. So right now, I think pretty much that's about all I can think of that I wanted to say. Let me show off the back of this guy here too. So you can see I did my number on him also. But you can't hurt these guys. But definitely have a blast. And we will leave you Toy Soldier 68. Thank you very much, sir. You guys are amazing. You guys have a great weekend.